My little pony, my little pony.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Bronyville. This is episode 38, recorded on January 21st, 2012. I am your host, Apple Aswaj Cider. With me is the extremely British midnight Pip Cheerio Shadow.
Good afternoon, everybody.
God, when Midnight writes these things, he does such weird stuff in it. And some other guys that do things and stuff as he wrote. Okay, so let's do an actual opening. Hey guys, Chef is taking a little bit of a weekend off. I did last week, and he is just kind of relaxing back. Nah, he had some personal stuff he needed to get to. But as said, we have our horrifically British Midnight with us again.
So I'm the new. Is it Rainbow Dash or Chef Shadow or Chef Midnight or? Am I just the new Chef
you can be Chef Midnight, Midnight, I don't know.
Midnight Chefferson.
Midnight Chefferson, there you go. I like that.
That'll do.
Okay, and with us today, we've actually got a host of just collection of guys here. First off, you may have heard him a little bit during our VA panel over at in BronyCon, but we have Cupcakes. Hey, Cupcakerson.
Hello there.
And what have you done, Cupcakes? Just to open it up just a little bit.
I was the idea guy behind the Humble Brony bundle.
Cool. And let's see. And I've got either, I don't know if this is one name for two or two names for one, with the CWrebel, Master Tortilla 27.
They're separate names.
Separate names? Okay, but same person, correct? Didn't know if you had a friend over there. Okay, well, good. And you're working on the bundle and donations as well over there?
Well, actually, we're involved with the support solidarity group called Bronies for Good, and I hope people have heard about it, but we were one of the main people behind the Smile charity fundraiser. Okay,
cool. So we got both of you guys on, a lot of charity folks. So we'll definitely talk a little bit about, the Brony bundle, and we'll also talk about Bronies for Good, kind of the charity side, the giving parts of the My Little Pony Friendship is Brony fandom. So we can totally do that. But first, as we always have to do when we start up, we've got 4 questions that we've got to go through. Super important. First off, since Midnight is a returning champion here, I need to just check in with him with the top 2. Midnight, has favorite character or favorite episode changed for you?
Oh, that was sneaky asking that. The favorite episode, I think the current one is definitely at the moment one of the best ones, and I'm sure we'll be discussing why later.
Mm-hmm.
Best character, I don't know. Pinkie might be moving up a bit.
Uh-oh.
But I'm still a Rarity fan, definitely. But I think Pinkie moved up a bit.
But you think this latest episode, the last roundup, might be your favorite? Do we have to try and convince you the show?
You might have to. You might have to try and convince me. I don't think it'll be too hard, actually.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Cupcakes, who you got?
Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie's my favorite. She was my favorite originally. For a while, Rainbow Dash snuck into my heart, but Pinkie Pie, the world's come back to the normal state of balance where Pinkie Pie is best pony.
That's better than definitely having Rainbow Dash in your heart. That's how I kind of feel, so...
He's not even here. Why do you have to bash on poor Chef?
I'm not bashing on Chef. I'm simply bashing on Rainbow Dash.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
Yes. I love Chef. So
I have to like Rainbow Dash now, so I can defend
No. All right. Fine. You can be sit-in Chef, whatever, Midnight.
She had an emotional moment this episode.
She did. She almost cared for someone. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. So, CW/Tortilla, because I like saying tortilla. And,
Chicken vagina.
Massacre languages, shall we?
I know. So, all right, favorite character, go.
Well, obviously, Princess Luna.
Good character.
Yep.
She who has appeared in all of 1 and a 5-second spit of an episode. And it, don't forget, don't be like, come on, sell it to me, sell me Luna.
What, sell you Luna?
Yeah, tell me why you like Luna, huh?
Well, Kevin, why don't you tell us?
Yes, thank you. I'll take over. Yeah, she's a very pretty pony, very adorable, and has like a fantastic mane in her own episode.
He does have a pretty good mane. It is pretty glorious. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on. So, Cupcakes, let's see. Oh, Cupcakes is putting in the last roundup today. So why that, huh?
Well, I really can't decide on a favorite episode. I keep thinking back on what would I want to watch again right now. Like, that's going to be my final deciding factor. And right now, I've already seen the last roundup twice. I just listened to it again. And if I was going to watch another episode, I'd watch it again right now. So I don't know if it's going to be my favorite forever. But for now, the last roundup is my favorite episode of the day or the week or the month.
Okay, cool. And Master Rebel?
Well, seeing as how our favorite pony is Luna, it would be pretty obvious that Luna Eclipse is the most superior episode of them all.
It is on the top of my list.
It is scary but fun.
All shall love me and despair.
Scary but fun.
Yes.
Just a little bit biased.
The Canterlot voice. Yeah, just a little bit there. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this. So, first off, Cupcakes. Why you like the show so much, huh?
Well, it just makes me happy. The speech I want to give to Faust, to all the voice actresses, would basically be the reason that we froth over with joy when we see them, when we talk to them, when we want to say things to them, is that there's not that much in the world that can really make you just happy for a half an hour straight at a time with a click of a button. And we all just appreciate it so much that they're part of making it what it is. So between the characters, the animation, the music, the voice acting, the art, the music, I like the music a lot. But basically, it's a nugget of joy, and I'm so glad to have been able to find it.
Awesome. And Master Tortilla number 27. What would yours reason be?
It's a really great callback to the late 90s, early 2000 cartoons when animation was still very fun, but more importantly, great community. Everyone is really nice that I have met so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Rebel?
Well, I share a lot of the same sentiments as Kevin and Cupcakes. It's a throwback to some of my favorite 90s TV shows: Powerpuff Girls, Animaniacs, Dexter's Laboratory, you name it, saw it. And, of course, I just like the way I've made this phrase. Like, it's a wonderful display of empathic morals that you can just get along with and, get absorbed into.
Yeah, we should all be good. That'd be nice. All of us just be good, nice people with crazy pastel-colored ponies. Exactly. All right, and we'll breeze through this last bit. Cupcakes, what do others think of said love?
Well, I've converted most of my close friends, or at least one who just no, I refuse to even try it because I probably will like it, so no. So, whatever. He's still my friend. A couple of people who are just okay, whatever. But most amusingly, recently, actually on Friday, before I left work, someone moved my coat, and 2-inch pocket pony Pinkie Pie fell out of my coat onto the chair, and just he saw it, and he's like, wait, what was that? And I grabbed it, and I'm like, nothing, you saw nothing, you know not of what you saw, there's nothing there? And so I'll have to have that discussion with him on Monday. We'll see how that goes.
You son, this is not the pocket pony you were looking for. Move along.
Hoof wave.
All right, Master, what about you?
Almost all of my friends have fallen to the Brony creed.
Oh no, you've converted. You're a terrible friend, giving them friendship and happiness.
Scarves.
And CW, what about you?
Scarves.
Yeah. Well, I've converted a few people. Most principally, one of my very close friends from university. We get together and watch the episode, the new episode that comes out, and I storm into his room and say, "The new episode is out. You must watch it with me." And then we proceed to geek out, and also, love is pretty common in my group of friends. So we all are when I share stuff about ponies, they're like, "Whoa, this is really cool." So just
love and merriment shared among friends.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move forward here. We've got a lot to talk about. Tons of news. We've got a crazy episode we got to go through. We've got your emails. We also need to talk about what crazy stuff all these crazy little all these donator organizer madoobers do. But first, I need to go ahead and talk about some very cool stuff. Our sponsor is We Love Fine, and they make some awesome t-shirts. If you go over to their site, decide you like a t-shirt, decide you like a bag or a poster or any of the bajillion things they have over there now, you can drop in Bronyville 10 and get 10% off on the purchase. Someone has linked this Dr. Hoof shirt with weeping angels. I've got to see this. Oh, I have a feeling this is so good.
I'm going to click this too.
Chef was talking last week about the Slayer shirt. Oh, that's pretty good.
It's loading here.
Whoa!
Pony,
that's pretty
Pony
cool.
Public Box. Oh, that's pretty sweet there. If you are a Doctor Who fan and also a Pony fan, that's almost like, go get that.
Oh. Yeah.
I know what I'm getting my friend for his birthday.
That's pretty slick. So, and yeah, I said they got bags, they've got everything. They're constantly surprising us with the craziness that they are putting out, because good night, that just every week something new, something awesome is coming out of them. So yeah, go over to We Love Fine. I can describe that I have way too much of their stuff and still want more. So
Yeah.
And Chef will be happy. They came out with their Art Nouveau. Oh my God, the words Art Nouveau of Rainbow Dash finally. So.
oh, I'm sure he would like that. Moving on. Oh, gotta hit him while he's gone. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move. Let's move forward to news, because we actually got a few things. I was able to pull quite a few pony coverage articles from across the internet that we can go ahead and look at today. Some of these will go a little bit more in depth too. Some of them probably not as much. First off, we're going to start with the first one here. Wired UK had an article called "Cult Success," like cult.
So clever.
I know, but it's. I wish they would have had a better image. That one's kind of blurry. Come on. But it's an article taken from. This article was taken from the September 2011 issue of Wired. So, they were just kind of reposting something. But it talks about, how the entire show got popular. Has Seth from Equestria Daily talking about it, which, I know some of your guys' boss, Midnight. And just kind of talking a little bit about, the show in general. But, since this is Wired UK and it's a pretty public site, it's good coverage just out there in the middle of in one of the known spaces on the blogosphere. Looking at all the I'm looking at all the comments now. EQD gets more than 600K on a busy day, but nice article anyways. Gah! Just so you know, we're so much better now.
Yeah, we only just hit 100 million. Woohoo! And it's like 105 million now, and it's like, who cares? 5 million more. Wake me for 1 billion.
Wake me once Google decides that they want. All right, well, we've got all these options now, and pony. If you just click up here, you will see a pony. That'd be
That's the best addition to Google ever.
Just you're just writing, you're just typing something in Gmail, and you're just like, hit the pony button. Oh, cool, Fluttershy. Just add it right in there.
Browser mod guys, get on that immediately. The pony button for your browser.
Yes. Just randomly just grabs something from my little face win and just drops it into whatever you're doing. All right, well, let's go ahead and move. This one is a little bit more in depth. It's a blog article from Daniel Nye Griffiths. He has did this little research here where he kind of talked about the entire phenomena of friendship as magic. Kind of had some discussions and spoke to some people over at Hasbro. He actually spoke with Linda Steiner, the senior vice president of the current series, and asked some questions across. So it's actually kind of interesting hearing her thoughts of how that they've approached the show now that there's this big broader demographic. How that's kind of affected the way that they're looking into things, the large communities like Equestria Daily, etc. So it's it's a little bit more scholarly, a little bit more normal, but you should probably check it out because I think one of the first things they do is like, here's an edition of G3 Rainbow Dash. She always dresses in style. Because Rainbow Dash...
Basically, I think, wasn't Rainbow Dash basically Rarity?
Pretty much.
Or G3.
Yeah.
And then they kind of swapped the brains about a bit.
And then, you know, they have the race like Rainbow Dash just to be like, this is the old one. I sure don't like clothes. And the new one. I abandoned my friends. Wait, no, that's... All right.
That's discorded Rainbow Dash.
Yeah. Or this episode's Rainbow Dash. They knew what they were getting into.
I'm totally going to get my own back for the Rainbow Dash hate later.
All right.
The wonderful thing.
All right, I'll taper off on that. It's just funny not to have Chef just, you know, in the background just going, why is Cider so mean?
Rainbow Dash has a loaded Pinkie, and she knows how to use it.
Yep.
Oh, God.
So, one more piece of just article. This is from the Arizona State University Slate magazine. They actually contacted some of the users or some of their people who live there or go to the college and who have a Brony group that had 30 to 40 people attend the first two meetings, and they have a Facebook group, the Knights of Canterlot, as they call themselves. And what's kind of fun is that they created a very large infographic kind of explaining the entire fandom of just like, all right, this is when it aired, it became popular on 4chan, you know, its prevalence would be, ponychan.net, and then just moving onwards and onwards in the interest and, you know, the season 2 crazy love, and then the founding of the ASU Knights of Canterlot. So it's kind of neat just to see a timeline. It's a little biased towards, you know, Arizona State University, but cool there.
Yeah.
Now, here's one that was a little bit contentious. The Teens React 2 series. So this is a very popular series on YouTube of, hey, we show a whole bunch of teenagers a little clip from something, and their clip this time was My Little Pony. The video now has nearly 1 million views, so it certainly is out there and is popular. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
So
I have not.
if you guys want to, if those who have not want to maybe take off headphones or check it out, just as long as it doesn't play back in your replay. It's kind of long, but you can get kind of the gist of it. So was that, who was that? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me, Rebel.
Okay, Rebel. So what do you think of it?
Well, I saw it, and apparently they only shown. This is kind of a bit of spoiler alert in case anybody minds. Does anybody mind?
No, go for it.
Apparently they only showed them the intro of the My Little Pony TV show, not the any actual episodes. So I think that the way they handled it could have probably been improved, like actually showing an episode and maybe showing how it cross references with different different Bible viral phenomena, you know, like Star Trek or Papa Froze or anything like that. So I think they just didn't go about it in the right way.
Well, I almost think that was part of their how they were going to do it anyway. Is just show, all right, here's a tiny clip of something. What do you think? And,
right.
You know, when this first got posted, I didn't look at the video just because I thought it was straight trolling. But I went and actually watched it a little afterwards, and it wasn't as negative as I expected. There were certainly the guys who are just like, God, there's people who, oh, God. Like, men, guys, they should do something else. But then there were other people that, you know, mostly, you know, girls and females that are just like, let them like what they like. I don't care. You know, it looks neat. Looks like it could be fun. I don't know. So.
Yeah, there's that one guy that was just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah, he's just like, this seems cool. I don't care. One guy there. But there's also the one guy who's like, do you know that there are fans of this? And he just goes, head desk. And it's like, what? I was just like, whatever. You can't please every pony. Yep.
Well, it did what it meant to do. It accidentally led me to watching kids react, and I watched most of their videos, and I actually rather enjoyed that, because most of them aren't pretentious dicks, they're just kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kids being honest is often relatively interesting, I guess.
And they had a really remarkable special, which was not comedic, which was their reaction to Obama announcing Osama bin Laden's death. So, I mean, that alone was worth watching. So, whatever.
Well, it's also the fact that you have to remember that it's teens react. You know, I'm sure if it was the kids react, it'd probably be a lot more favorable. You may have, you know, a few of the boys going, "Ew, why are we watching a, you know, girls thing?" And as said, it is the intro, which I think if we can all agree that, you know, it goes from neat opening skit usually to, all right, this intro is, they vamped it, they've added some remix, but for the most part, it's probably the girlyish McGirly part of the episode.
Yeah.
Bar none, you know.
Yeah.
And
So much
then
pink.
and then you move on, and it's just like, all right, here's yeah, let's do this. You know.
Never happened.
And it's just like, and now Applejack. Yeah. So
The funny thing was there, though, that you could see them kind of dancing along to the theme tune.
Yeah.
The first few seconds when you get, oh, and you can see them just going, oh no. And then the actual, the real kind of, haha, got you part of the theme tune kicks in, and they're like, wait, this is different. You can see that there, but yeah, they're kind of teens on camera.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to like My Little Pony on camera.
Yeah.
Really, unless they really like My Little Pony.
Yeah, I am on camera and I'm being told if something should be cool or bad. Could this be bad? Could this go poorly for me?
Could I lose my significant other over this?
Oh no. Let's see. I'm checking somebody. The Forbes article on Sky. I did see a little bit on this. So one of you guys dropped this in. The SOPA Skyrim and My Little Pony infringement is magic? Question mark. I haven't read this. Would you drop that in real quick?
I dropped that in. This Cupcakes. I dropped it in because not only is it a good article on. It's mostly an article on SOPA, but it got a bit of coverage, cross coverage. I think Rock Paper Shotgun might have linked to it, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought it might be interesting. But basically, it's talking about the use of fan materials in games and on the media and on the internet, and how we could potentially lose all of that if stuff like SOPA gets passed.
SOPA's bad. It's bad news.
Very bad.
Good thing both SOPA and PIPA are both technically gone at this point, but they'll return in some other form, and then we'll have to take down Wikipedia again.
Yeah.
Do not put down your arms, my Legion friends.
Don't
Fight
get
is not
apathetic.
over.
Yeah.
Do not get apathetic, please.
Yeah, and just so you know, if Wikipedia is down for the day, you can always use Google's cached version. It still works. FYI.
That's the point. The whole SOPA PIPA thing is a complete waste of time because there are ways to get around these blocks. Even in China, it doesn't work. It is a complete and utter boondoggle.
Mm-hmm.
It will not work.
Well, somebody was actually arguing that they should let something like that pass, just so everybody will lose their mind, going like, "Wait, you're trying to do what? Drama?" You know, and making them never do it ever again. But you know, that's a big risk.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing to note there is that one of the first points of information. This the Masked Smith used a background image without accreditation, and he's the one who thought up SOPA. Even he can't get it right.
Wop
Yeah.
wang.
How
So
dumb
much-
have you got to be?
Ouch.
Sorry,
about the
sir.
internet.
That hurts. That's pretty damning right there. Okay, well that works there. So yeah, ton of pony coverage. That Forbes article is pretty good, and I'm sure that, well, I know we're going to be talking about the SOPA stuff at least a little bit more as the week goes on. Go internet. Good job on SOPA.
Hasbro have been pretty grown up about the whole shared media thing. I mean, I understand totally why they took down the Pony Archive. They have to.
Mhm.
So I think if they're grown up enough to give us the character which they gave us today, I think we need to be grown up enough to respect that. Really.
Mm-hmm. I think they've been as well as they can. I mean, there's totally problems where if you do not rein in your copyright, you lose it. Like that is.
They will lose it so quick, and then there will be rip-offs from China, and we will, you just don't want to bite the hand that feeds you, and they feed us episodes and we buy their stuff. If they don't sell stuff, they won't make episodes, and then we won't have episodes.
Right.
And that's kind of, everybody loses at that point.
And trust me, I've already seen rip-offs from China. I went to a novelty store, or just a silly toy prank store, and I went like, oh, look at these little ponies with multicolored hair.
Yeah,
it's
like
purple.
My Happy Equinoids. Yes,
yeah, it was
okay.
just as an equinoid.
Yeah.
I like
It's
that.
pretty bad.
Right there.
It's part alien, part equine. Okay.
They do to Applejack, didn't they? There was a horrible Applejack one with a terrible hat or something.
Probably. These were just like $1 knockoffs, so
Yeah.
they were pretty bad. So let's move on. We got that pony coverage. Looks like more news keeps leaking into here. So I'll go ahead and go through the next one. 1 year of EQD. Equestria Daily a few days ago celebrated their 1 year anniversary. 1 year, over 100 million hits. So much pony.
All the hits.
That is a lot of pony.
So very cool for Seth, very cool for Serial and Fee and everyone working over there. All you diligent working ponies, good job. There was some merriment that was made that day. One thing is that there was an awesome little comic that was made by John Joseko, of just like Seth planted the EQD seed and then grew the EQD tree, and then Trixie wanting a castle. So
That is so Trixie.
that is so Seth. And then, but the other thing that kind of happened is there was a big live stream event that happened the same day. Myself was part of it. Chef, there was a lot of playing Left 4 Dead. Later on, I was playing TF2, and I had Alex S. jumping in there and complaining that I play too good of a scout, and it was rather fun. So yeah, you can check that link for the live stream at several hours. Maybe not safe for lunch because, Mike the microphone's on there, and he's got a potty mouth, so. Just an FYI, but yeah, that was very cool. Cool going on EQD for staying up as much as you have. All right, so let me check this other link. This is another one that you guys are adding in here that I haven't read. So which of you jokers put this in and explain yourself?
That would be me, actually, because you were talking about not biting the hand that feeds us with regard to the episodes, and I just wanted to kind of put this in as like seeing, that there are multiple sides to Hasbro in terms of their marketing and the products they produce, and that it is important to keep in mind where these products are produced, and how us as a fandom can be responsible in purchasing those products, or supporting people who produce independent artists who produce My Little Pony fan art or whatnot. So just kind of a little bit of it's a little bit more scholarly in nature.
Yes, there's a lot of big words and acronyms in here.
Definitely.
Numbers,
But
my God.
it's an interesting read. I would really recommend it.
Scholarly ponies. So many words. But yes, there's this looks pretty comprehensive of just like, hey, this is how Hasbro's earning call, and what they're doing with their copyrights and the implications with particular violations and copyrights and words and
Sweetie Belle on a $100 bill.
oh yeah, Sweetie Doll, that's pretty cool.
Sweetie Belle now a president?
Forget you, Benjamin Franklin. I want Sweetie Belle.
Yeah, Sweetie Belle for president.
Well, rarity is
Scootaloo for vice president. Sweetie Belle Scootaloo, 2012.
I'm voting for President Chefferson.
But Thomas Jefferson has already served 2 terms. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward. I do want to give a little bit of information out there. There is a new convention on the block. It is Everfree Northwest, and it is now open for registration. I know that as of this point, Chef and I are slated to attend this convention. It is up in the sunny state of Seattle, Washington, or maybe rainy, depending on the season. It's a popular TV show. It's a 3-day convention, so you get your Monday, Tuesday, or your your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in. They've already got they're already lining up all of their guests. I hear the rumblings behind the scenes, but cannot say a thing. They've got charity. You can get a dealer's table. It's a full-fledged 3-day convention. And think about it. It's in Seattle. Vancouver's pretty close to Seattle.
It's shaping up to be awesome.
Yep. You're going to be there midnight? I mean, it's only halfway across the world.
I would love to be, but it's a heck of a long way for me.
It's kind of across the entire globe.
Yeah, excuse me while I cross the entire planet to get to you.
You could just fly over the Arctic. That would probably be the easiest way. Just fly over the North Pole, wave to Santa, and then land. Yeah, I mean that's
short trip.
Yeah.
I'll just get out my plane from my pocket.
Ooh.
My saddlebags of holding. I think I have one in here.
Oh, that's awesome! I'm glad that you have that, Midnight. Just chip cheerio. Hop on that that propeller plane and.
What? Yeah. Off I go. Yeah, I would love to go, and it's actually crazy enough that I'm thinking about it, but
do it.
Probably not.
Midnight, I will be disappointed with you forever if you don't make it.
I know.
I'm already disappointed with you forever.
I know.
But,
I know, especially because I have to like Rainbow Dash.
All right. So, yeah, Everfree Northwest. I'm looking forward to that since it's a full-fledged, mother trucking big con, and it's a little bit closer.
Guys, over there, don't miss it.
Yeah. If you're West Coast, totally. Heck, if you're East Coast, you should probably make it. Sounds like it'll be cool times. And oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I actually live in California, so I wanted to attend BronyCon originally, but that was a ways away, and poor planning and some rather odd interactions with Kevin dissuaded me otherwise from going. So this might be a good option.
I think it would be. It sounds like they're very much in it right now. Of just all right, this is what we got planned. Check out their hotel space. I've already talked, and they've got this top ballroom on the top of the hotel that looks out upon all of the Washington area, and they're oh yeah, that's where all of our main events are held. So you can get this awesome, I'm just imagining doing events and music things, and they've just got the windows open and you just see the skyline. It's gonna be awesome. So yep. So check that out.
To go around as well. So
very much so. So Everfree Northwest, go check it out. Link is in the show notes. You can find the show notes at BronyShow.com. Finally, Skyrim ponies. Skyrim is popular. Skyrim has ponies. There were two things. I omitted the other one because there was a post on the Facebook for Skyrim about there being the My Little Pony dragon mod where you can change all the dragons to Fluttershy. But it seems that's been taken down because a lot of people went, blah, My Little Pony, graw, I looked for the post and it wasn't there anymore. It might still be.
Fluttershy.
Yeah, you could turn.
Why did they pick Fluttershy?
I don't know. But I kind of thought that weird too. It's just wait, so I've got to take an arrow to Fluttershy and then absorb her soul. So no.
I'll tell you now. I'll tell you why right now. Because she swoops in, she lands on top of a building, she opens her mouth, goes yay, and a gout of fire shoots out.
Oh man!
These are obviously giant mutated Fluttershys that unfortunately will have to be dealt with. This crazy Fluttershy mutation. I'm being so assertive, just flying over you. Yes, you are Fluttershy.
I can see that now.
I have a resistance to frost, not fire. Could you please stop shooting fire? So yeah, but the other one that we have here, okay, there was a horse mod a while back that actually just colored their standard horses to look like, the My Little Pony horses, and that was that was me. You should check this other one out. They've actually added in the 3D models, and as much as I'm okay, this would be kind of silly because it breaks the scene, these are good 3D models.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you just...
I saw Rainbow Dash.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pony, I think.
There's also a Fluttershy. That's the only two I see right now, but I guess there's a link attached to it at the Skyrim Nexus that you could go check that out and see all the ponies riding on the back. You know what? As much as I would probably want to do... Oh, is that a derpy? Let me see. That might be best pony to ride around. Yep, they've got a derpy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Now, granted, since they can't fly, I might have to do an Applejack if they've got it, but that'd probably be that. Nice workhorse, get you around.
And they did that without the dev kit, without the released mod tools. So congratulations to them. Props.
And props, yeah.
I want to see more pictures. Sad Rainbow Dash in snow.
There's a podcast we're doing, AC.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
I was going to do a podcast, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
There you go. Overused.
Shame.
I apologize.
Why do I have you on Midnight? All right, so let's go ahead and move forward. That takes care of the news, and there was much of it. Books, fanfics. It's time to talk about things you should read, because reading is fun. Twilight does it. So, on the entire vein of SOPA and silly things that are SOPA. So, let's give you a little idea. What would happen if you had to write a My Little Pony fanfic, but could not actually, but had to adhere closely to the guise of SOPA and all of these copyright things. So let me give you a little taste of exactly what you will find in a non-copyrighted adventure. Hiya, Chromatic Mane Fast Pony. Want to go to my house and play with my toothless crocodile named Root Canal? I'd love to, my fuchsia celebration coney, but I need to practice the Uber Jolts Flight Squadron. Maybe later this afternoon, said Chromatic Mane Fast Pony. That's okay, I'll see you later, replied Fuchsia Celebration Pony. Maybe Book Enthusiast Pony will play with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's completely... It is completely just silly.
Short purple biped opened the door.
So it is completely silly. It is completely just poking fun at things, and I just love bizarre, strange things like this that are just that are. I hate using the term meta, but are just like making fun of something and using ponies at the same time. So yes, it is very short too, but it looks like it may be a multi-parter, but it is just fun, silly, short stuff. Midnight, what you got?
Well, there's actually two things I'd want to say. One of them is a kind of niche, which is read everything by Chatoyance on FilmFiction, Conversion Bureau stuff. But the one that I really, really like, and actually I think I'm the only pre-reader that does like it because it's grimdark, is Ponies Make War. And I wouldn't call it grimdark. It expertly, in my opinion, handles the idea of what if Celestia and Luna had parents who were absolutely mad and were at least as godlike, if not more godlike, than Celestia and Luna, and then they came back. It's really good, in my opinion. And, yeah, I would say read it, give it a go. Maybe you won't like it, I do.
Just deciding to leave you in the dark there. Sorry, I decided to be Discordian and just give you a big quiet spot there to think about yourself. You and your grim dark. Nah, that's fine. If you ponies like to read that.
You'll like it for the amount of abuse it heaps on Rainbow Dash.
Oh, okay, all right. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Well,
she gets. Well, I could kind of spoil a bit of it
no,
for you, but
don't.
Nope. Yeah,
don't do it.
You'll like what happens to her.
or reverse, you may not like. So, yeah, all right. So, if you like your Grimmies, Ponies Go to War. That's Midnight's. Cupcakes, or Midnight? What was that?
I would say it's grim, but not grimdark.
Okay, Grimmy. Cupcakes.
The story called The Best Night Ever. It's not a crossover, but it's really based on the same idea as the Bill Murray movie Groundhog Day, which I would say is one of my favorite dark comedies of all time. It's just, if you've never seen it, it's a really, really good comedy. But basically, Blue Blood is the main character, and rather than him being instead of him being stupid, like dense, it actually turns out that he just really hates his life, and he's not like being stupid with Rarity. He's purposely like just fooling around with her and messing with her mind. and just trying to ruin her night because he hates his life so much. Well, he wakes up the next morning and it's the same day. Same thing as Groundhog Day. So he starts living the same day over and over and over and over and over again. And while it might seem like it's going to be like a predictable progression of how he turns from a bad guy to a good guy, it's actually rather unpredictable. And his first attempt at making everything right goes so wonderfully wrong in such a well-written way. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite fanfics I've ever read, and it's short novel size, so it's that shouldn't dissuade you. It'll really suck you in and keep you going.
All right, cool. I like Groundhog Day too. That's probably one of my other favorite Bill Murray movies. So that's a good one to go with. Tortilla.
Yeah, My Little Metro. If anyone's ever played Metro 2033, it's a fan fiction of that. Kind of small, started around the same time as Fallout Equestria. But I actually bought Metro 2033 just to understand this game, and more importantly, to picture all the ponies speaking in Russian, because that's pretty fun.
And let's see, I'm looking at the titles here. Grimdark crossover sci-fi. So you're adding in your grimmy crossover sci-fi-y crossover, however you want. All right, cool. I admit never to playing Metro 2033, but I know it has a pretty strong following for those who have.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's got a lot of OC ponies in it. It's after the apocalypse, but it's pretty good. Okay. All right, Metro, My Little Metro, and Rebel.
Alright, so I couldn't find the Equestria Daily link for this one, but this one's called the Thessalonica Legacy, and it's a crossover between MechWarrior, if any of you know MechWarrior Battletech, which is basically the American version of Robots of War, and My Little Pony. And the way this one works is that it's kind of a sci-fi adventure story where this ship, basically like a convoy ship, comes to Equestria via this strange I can't remember the term, but like this strange phenomena, astrological phenomena, and they end up in the orbit of Equestria, and they're like, what the hell is this planet? Is this territory of of one of the nations that we're fighting against, or is this friendly territory? And then they go and explore it, and well, it goes, as you can imagine, with these tough and ready military forces meeting Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, and they're proceeding to have a party later in the day. So, but yeah, it's a pretty long. It's about 15 chapters. It's not too grimdark, but there are moments that make you cringe in it, and there's some conspiracy in it, and a little bit of Celestia.
It's a conspiracy.
Is anyone else imagining Pinkie Pie and the Thor?
And I'm now imagining a Thor bouncing around. A giant mech Thor just.
This is your singing telegram blasting as a battle tune.
Oh man!
You're invited to a party, a very bad party. All right, well, that sounds good. That's all your fix suggestions. So go ahead and check those out if you like your Metro, if you like your Blue Bud Redemption, Mech Warriors, War, or if you also like a little bit of non-copyright fun. So it's time to talk about what these guys do. We got Bronies for Good. We got Brony bundles. We got Cherries. We got Cherries. Wait, no. Really, Cherries or Cherry Chongas? I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and start. So we've got, since Bronies for Good are listed here first. So go ahead and explain, you guys. And I know that you got something coming up. So go ahead and explain yourselves.
All right. Well, currently we have the Smile charity, as everyone's heard about. But our upcoming project is called Seeds of Kindness. We are cooperating with a charity in Germany called Your Siblings to help build a clinic in Uganda where there is only one doctor for every 25,000 people. That will require about $10,000. And once that part is done, we are going to be helping them build a green village in Burundi, helping children stay off the street, stay out of a life of crime, how to earn a living, and support their families.
So, all right. So, whoa, this is kind of deep stuff here. Before it's like, hey, we're helping out we're doing this charity, but you guys are actually like helping out and building a Bronified charity way down there in Africa. Have Pinkie Pie painted up on the wall there. That's pretty awesome.
Actually, on that note, they had a cement wall where they basically put all the contributors for the project, and they wrote "Bronies for Good" on there. They embedded "Bronies for Good" in that wall.
Very cool.
Yeah, picture of it here somewhere.
Okay, then you guys just put the broniesforgood.org website up there on the show notes, which is good. You can track back to that. So you worked. You're doing that. Yeah. Yes, I am the boss. Whatever that note was. So yeah, the Smile a Christmas charity fundraiser. So explain that a little bit. How'd that end up going? I see. Whoa, that's a little bit of a large number you guys created. What?
The last time I checked, which was last night, we have $21,000 plus the site we're using actually gives bonuses to whoever wins, I guess, in that section. So we're getting $3,000 extra. So we're up to $24,000 for Children's Cancer Association so far.
Wow, that's pretty substantial. Let's see. Click. And are you still able to submit across for the Smile Christmas charity?
Yeah, it's going to be going until the 25th. So you can still donate, but not like because after a certain point in the fundraiser, about $20,000, a little bit of the proceeds starts going to support global giving. So it's not all of it going directly to CCA as it would have been initially, but we still encourage you to donate, and you'll still get the album. And if you donate a lot, you can still possibly go for one of those prizes. Which I actually wanted to mention in Seeds of Kindness, we're going to be introducing a milestone system. Where we're also going to be having an album, to give to people who donate, but also at a certain point in the fundraiser, like where you reach $1,000 or $5,000, we're going to have release a little thing that would be free for the public, like a tutorial on how to draw something, or a bonus track from the album, or something like that. So we are looking for people to submit to those, for this. For Seeds of Kindness. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and email us at Bronies for Good, and we'll review that and try to incorporate that into the fundraiser's parameters. Okay,
and you said Smile ends on the 25th, so if you are downloading this the day this comes out, it is the 25th. So make sure you go, and if you're wanting to get into it, it is your last day. Quickly! All right, so we got that. Projects past and present. Brony's doing good about. So that's very cool. You guys seem like you're. Actually, I was kind of wondering a while back of we've got so many of these donation things happening at one time. Have a centralized place for all of it to work out. That actually works pretty well. Have it all funnel in there. That works pretty. So there we go. Bronies for Good, Smile Charity. So yeah, you can still get the all the Smile music, the Scenes of Kindness to go ahead and set up some medical help in Africa. Anything else you guys want to do, or shall we move on and talk a little bit for Cupcakes?
Well, actually, we wanted to give a shout out to the people who helped make this project, really work out. And of course, we wouldn't have really been able to get this off the ground without the help of MyLittleRemix.com. They make a lot of really good music, and we've got good people there, and a lot of talented musicians, and people such as McCon and AJ the Engineer, Don DeVore, Black Electric, Splitting Heart Technique. These people, Navy Brony. I could go on and on and on, but a lot of these people were really essential to making Smile as successful as it was. And not only that, but we really have to thank the people who donated prizes for those people who wanted to donate more. Master Tortilla made scarves for people, but Shaita and Ranella was here. Penstroke, the developers of the Cutie Mark Crusade video game, also up a little bit, and Roar and Roy. These people donated prizes or plushies or even custom fan fictions. So we're also looking for that for Seeds of Kindness too, if you're interested in getting involved that way. But a really big bravo to all of you. You were really essential in making Smile as successful as it was.
Yeah, it sounds like it's massively successful. I've seen drives for many other things that have not gotten even close to what we have almost consistently done. In just the generosity and giving in this fandom. So it's just amazing.
Indeed, Rarity would be proud.
Yes, and speaking of great things of giving, let's move on to Cupcakes now to go ahead and talk about the Humble Brony Bundle.
Right.
So yeah, explain it back at the beginning of what this is, and then
Sure.
we can move on and just talk about what other stuff is happening.
All right, well, the Humble Indie Bundle, for background, is a website where you can go and you can purchase groups of indie games, and when you do so, you choose how much you want to give of that money that you pay, which you choose how much you pay. You decide how much of that goes to charity, goes to the developers, and goes as a tip to the corporation, Inc. that runs the website. So they also run a top contributors board on their front page. So I came up with the idea to form the Humble Brony Bundle, where people would donate into one fund to make one large mass contribution to the Humble Indie Bundle. And the first one, this was going back to the one before last, as soon as I made the announcement, I was hoping that we would be able to raise enough to just get somewhere in the top 10, raise a little bit of buzz amongst ourselves, and hopefully raise more for the next big one, because there's numbered ones, and then there's ones in the middle that are smaller. And instead of just making a little buzz, you guys donated enough to immediately quintuple the second place guys. So decision was made to only put down $1,250 and save the rest. And the rest, plus extra donations, ended up making $17,000 raised total across 5 weeks, which was split up between 60% of that went to charity. So almost 30% went to American Red Cross, and recovering from disasters, the blood drives, getting people to donate, et cetera, et cetera. The other 30% went to Child's Play, which provides toys, games, all sorts of things to children who are sick in hospitals with cancer, with any sort of illness where they're stuck in the hospital and they're miserable. And I was blown away. All I could really do was tell everyone, hey, I helped run BronyCon and I'm a pre-reader. You got to trust me. And over 1,000 people, over 1,000 bronies were just like, you know what? This is a good cause. I put my faith in you. And they raised, over $17,000 in just 5 weeks. So my shout out is to everyone who donated, everyone who took that risk, who said, yeah, I want to support American Red Cross. Yeah, I want to support the Child's Play, and yeah, I want to support DRM-free indie gaming, because these are the people that are out there, as Dash would put it, living the dream. They're the thing they want to do with their life is make games and make money making games. And so, while I support charity, I also support people that are in that situation where they're taking the risk to make games for us to play. We wouldn't have Minecraft, we wouldn't have Cave Story, we wouldn't have et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just really proud to have been part of this, and also shout out to Kits for the vectors and the edit of the vectors, making the banner on the page, which made the site actually look legitimate until he did that the day before it went live. It was just text, and people would have been like, "Oh, I don't know what this is." So
creepy website number 16 asking for money.
Oh, I should real quick. The public interest story that's mixed into all this is Notch, creator of Minecraft. We were up to 8,200, 8,300 contributed to the most recent bundle, and Notch came in with his random donation of 8,542, and Seth posted an emergency post on the Equestria Daily saying, "No." And I woke up the next morning, and all you silly bronies, I woke up with like $6,000 in my PayPal account.
Wow.
So we almost doubled, up to 16,000 contributed on that bundle, because, people, healthy competition is always good when it goes to charity.
I can just imagine, and I know that I saw that same post as well, and I was like, oh heck no, you didn't take my money. Forget you, Minecraft.
So another. It's not over yet. It's an ongoing thing. The next indie bundle will definitely be coming within the next 6 weeks, unless they decide to stop what they're doing, and they're not, because the last one was the biggest one ever. So the next one's coming up. Yeah, when you see Humble Indie Bundle hit the news, you should already be going there and seeing us in the top 10 and then top 1 probably within days.
May we see if we have a rematch with Notch once more.
I hope so.
And we shall defeat him.
Another glorious battle. The bronies.
Last I heard, now that we, since we overcame his challenge by, just a little bit, he was quote unquote forced to watch some episodes. And last I heard, I haven't really been following. He said that, it's okay. I'm not really hooked on it yet, but it's okay. So people have been encouraging him to watch more than just like the first 3 because it's the. What is it? Is it Chef who says like the 4 episode point?
Yeah, I say it's the 4. It's the seasoning. You have to kind of get to Applebuck season and past that to kind of go. Okay, I see. I got you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Applejack.
Yep.
Episodes.
Hey, I like your segues there, sir. All right. So we need to talk about an episode because we're stretching it on today. We haven't even got to emails, so we need to get through this. The last roundup. That is today's episode. This would be Season 2, Episode 14, overall episode number 40, written by Amy Keating Rogers, air date January 21st, 2012. All right, the quick synopsis is the fact that, Applejack's doing the rodeo, goes up to Canterlot, is just like, yeah, I'm going to bring back all the prize money to fix the town up, and decides not to return for some reason. So let's start off with just general talking about it, general feelings about the episode. I am going to defer and ask for Tortilla. What do you want? How do you feel about the episode?
Overall, I think it's much better than the last few weeks. They've been good, but this one had a lot of fan stuff and Pinkie crazy. That was lovely.
It was the first time this season I really felt Pinkie was back in like full Pinkie mode.
Yeah.
She's been kind of like off to the side. Even last episode, she was a little bit more sedate. She had her moments of like the where's Pinkie Pie, where it's like, okay, I'm feeling it. But this was like really the erratic, just bizarre, insane to some degree Pinkie Pie.
The problem I'd say is that it's that we've had a much more gag-orientated season this time. So if every pony is Pinkie Pie, then what's Pinkie Pie? But this episode had Pinkie being Pinkie.
Yes.
That was much better.
Yes, I enjoy. I always say that the show. I ended up getting this feeling actually after season 1, where it was just like, for as much as I like Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie kind of makes the show. Without Pinkie, all the threads kind of fall apart. It's just she's the one that kind of works as this weird, like, I know that this is a show because I can just do these things that are clearly outside the boundaries that all the other characters can do, and they know it kind of, but the rest of the characters just kind of accept it. So that's kind of the. I like Pinkie when she is just completely losing her lid. It's pretty great. Cupcakes, what about you?
Well, yeah. Ready, catch me. I love
what?
Pinkie was great this episode. She absolutely was. Oh my gosh, I'm just sitting here reading the Cherry Chonga.
A cherry chonga, definitely.
Pickleberry, come.
Oh man, try and say that really quick, like that. I was listening to that, just going like Pickleberry kumquat, Pickleberry. Oh God, just trying to do that in a VA situation. I'm just like, Andrea, you have so much skill. Pickleberry kumquat, Pickleberry kumquat.
She does.
Like, oh God,
that's amazing.
Just over and over and over in that voice too. Pickleberry kumquat, Pickleberry kumquat.
Cherry Chonga.
Boy. So oh boy. So yeah, that's that just the weird pinkiness was kind of great. Midnight, you have anything?
Only the obvious one. Are we going to go there yet?
Not yet.
No,
Okay. Well, then, in that case, before that, after the rarity catch me, he just turns around and is. They knew what they were getting into. Leave them.
I also like the fact that they resolved everything was done, and yet they still left them. They just got on the train and left, didn't go like, should we go find them? No, we need to get her home.
They're fine.
It's funnier this way. Let's see,
and of course we've got the I Love Lucy conveyor belt scene.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I mean, that actually shows the kind of class we've got there. I'm really assuming they meant to actually have that as a real callback. There's so much in this show that kind of I think has to be really, and that's a real classic one.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason for them to have chef hats on if it wasn't a reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it was very much the sorting and everything like that. It was very much in that vein. And Rebel, was there anything before we get to the obvious, the mayor in the
D word.
The D word, yeah. Again, I really enjoyed Pinkie going crazy. Just the moment when when Applejack broke the Pinkie Pie Promise, I was like, oh no, what have you done?
Oh no. The wrath of Pinkie.
You have brought the wrath of Pinkie upon the world, and the world shall never be able to recover.
I like the fact that they brought back the Pinkie Pie Promise. Like, I was like, oh, good, they're doing the Pinkie Pie Promise. And then just like, she broke up Pinkie Pie Promise. Like, oh, God. And then finally when she finds him, yeah, God. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, I'm glad they've been able to keep consistent features like that for the characters. It means they build these characterizations and then they don't abandon them when they see when it's convenient for them. They keep it as a part of that character, and that really does enhance.
Oh yeah.
And I have to wonder. Yeah, I have to wonder. I want to look back at the Amy Keating Rogers episodes just to make sure, because I wonder if she was the one that actually made the original Pinkie Pie Promise episode, or if she was like, no, I've been watching the episodes and keeping up with it, and making sure that would be very cool. Just like, I don't know, she's watching pretty heavily whenever she writes this stuff, and is incorporating stuff from other episodes. That would be super cool.
Well, that was Green Isn't Your Color, wasn't it?
Pinkie Pie Promise.
That was Megan McCarthy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
But Megan McCarthy's are, Robert and Zeddy was story editor this season, so never mind.
Yeah. Well, it's good just to hear them pull some of the smaller stuff from other episodes. So, shall we go ahead and move on to the begin? Let's go ahead and go through the beginning of the episode. So, okay, Applejack's okay. All right, Applejack's working. She's working on her thing for the rodeo. Talking to Apple Bloom. Intro, My Little Pony. Opens up. They're doing, let's see, Rainbow Dash is putting up stuff. Lightning Bolt, Derpy Hooves, Derpy Hooves talking. Derpy Hooves talking, breaking stuff. Wait. Sorry, I got distracted. Derpy Hooves talking?
Derpy named? Derpy talking?
Yes.
Oh,
I was in the up at 7 a.m. watching the stream. I recalled my stream was just like the moment Rainbow Dash said Derpy Hooves, immediately it was just yes, and immediately the stream dropped.
Yeah,
it was like the internet was just like, that's it, did a victory lap, walked around the building, then had to come back.
I was watching it with two local bronies and I couldn't hear half that scene because of the cheering and noise.
People were just 7 a.m. Yeah!
They just accidentally the Brony fandom.
Yeah, I felt the world shift, and there were suddenly rainbows.
I suddenly feel legitimized.
My faith in humanity has been restored once more.
I love the fact that they're doing all this stuff and getting set up, and the entire reason that Applejack is spending the money to repair the town hall is because it's Derpy doing it. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna spend all this prize money to fix the town hall. It's just like, yeah, because that just happened while you were putting up the stuff to celebrate that she's going to the rodeo.
Complete mystery.
I thought that was amazing. It was just like, and I'll use it to fix the roof, like she had decided it weeks ago.
As if they'd already anticipated this happening.
It's like, in the putting up the party streamers is going to be Derpy. What building is she going to be close to? Okay, we'll need a new one of those.
Well, to be honest, they do destroy the entire town in every other episode.
Yes,
it's dragons, parasprites, floods,
spikes. Yes.
Yeah.
fanfic writers out there listening, sudden idea. We now know the exact instant a lightning bolt strikes the town hall. Back to the Future crossover. Go.
I'm already writing one of those, actually. With Scooter, of course.
Oh, that was
Skateboarding. Yep.
Scooty.
Scooty McFly.
We gotta go back. It's your kids, Scootaloo. Your kids. That would be rather great.
Oh man!
All right.
I have to say, I really love the Derpy. I think they got Derpy just about right. She's not retarded. She's just kind of really klutzy and silly.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think it worked.
And voiced by Tabitha St. Germain, our rarity, just Little Miss does everything on the show. Good, and I was just like, she has such great range. Tabitha, we need you on the show. You're so good.
Yeah, she's been confirmed for best pony by the other VAs.
Pretty
Even
much.
Princess Celestia.
Yes, Tabitha St. Germain is amazing. Yes, they all were praising her so much. Let's see, is there any other thing? There was one of you guys pulled up that there was a Star Wars reference.
Yes, I think when they're chasing in the carts, Pinkie says, "We have you now," from the Death Star trench in episode 4.
Awesome.
Could be.
Could be.
I
Let's
think
see.
the chase in the carts is probably better than the balloon chase.
I think so, though. The balloon chase does have the Fluttershy just ponying it up and just going like no and just beating
no,
Rainbow
you didn't.
like just completely just like I can be faster than Rainbow Dash if I want. Like I can pull a balloon and go faster than you. So, let's see. Other little things listed here. Yes, Derpy Hooves by name, and actually talking. Twilight Sparkle mentions that the town is also named Dodge Junction, which is likely a reference to Dodge City, Kansas.
Well, there's one joke in there that was set up by naming that.
Get out of Dodge.
Get out of Dodge.
Yeah, that was
Totally agreeable. But yes, they could definitely have more Derpy speaking. Just don't kind of give her the element of muffin. That would be kind of too much.
yes.
As much as we would like having the element of muffin as the seventh element of harmony, please don't. But I don't think they will.
I would love. I would love
they-
if her presence, because supposedly we're having a large ending episode for this season, like a multi-parter. I would love if her. I would just love if some of her klutziness or something of her either helps or hinders the plot.
Or both.
Yeah. I mean, just that would be so fun. So I think that would be great. As for so here's the question I want to ask. I and many others have said that Applejack has needed her episode. Was this her episode?
I think it does stand out as one that does kind of show a bit more of her character, because this is her promising something, not being able to follow through, and then not being as perfect as you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe, a normal person would probably do what she did, but not quite so easily.
Applejack's been pretty perfect this whole season. Everything she does and says has been right until this episode, so that does help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's been the problem. She's kind of too good to have an episode.
Yeah,
Unless it's her being stubborn or...
That is kind of the problem I've seen, is the fact that her element is honesty, but it seems like every time they have to make an episode, it has to kind of go against it somehow. The fact that they, in this case, the last time when we had, not Over a Barrel, but when we had the Applebuck season, it was her stubbornness. This one was her pride that was making it that she couldn't be honest in some way. And I felt better about it on the second viewing than I did on the first, because I was a lot more empathetic with it. But, I didn't think it was I'm hoping that the next episode, the Super Cider Squeezy episode, is going to really be the one where she just they don't think that she can do it, but she just ponies up and does it. So this wasn't the one. It was good. I think it did add more to her. I think it, as opposed to some of the other episodes, like Applebuck season, that kind of made her look a little silly. This one kind of redeemed her, at least in some way, of just being prideful. I mean, even the fact that she was out there going like, well, I promised people prize money, so I came out to this know-nothing town and started working so I could at least come back with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's something.
I really like this episode. I mean, I actually liked... I mean, Derpy made it. And the demonic Pinkie You Broke My Promise voice was awesome.
That was definitely the highlight for me.
I don't know. Maybe it's too new, but I can't pick problems with it, and it's not that I would want to pick out problems with it, but actually I do really think it's a pretty good episode.
Oh yeah, I think in terms of the community, this is like the victory lap. Hold your arms up in the air, just like, look at what we did. Our silliness has been complete.
Yeah. So thank you, Hasbro, for that one, because I really think most people are going to love it. I know there's a few people going, oh, she's now called Derpy and it's all able-bodied ponies thing. And I think, no, actually, she's Derpy. She's silly. That's exactly what she's supposed to be.
She breaks fan and she doesn't just say muffins. She has a larger vocabulary.
I'm glad Space Cadet Derpy is no longer there, and also retarded Derpy's not there. I love the story Bubbles, but I'm glad it's not canon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Have any of you read Shipping and Handling at all?
Yes.
That is on my want-to-read list because it sounds so interesting.
It is so good. It is so good. I really recommend reading it.
Let's see.
There's a pretty great Pinkie chapter.
That sounds pretty good. I'm looking through the notes here. Did we talk enough about the Rarity Catch Me? I'm just like, they're doing the Pinkie Pie Promise, and I didn't even really hear it, but she just decides to jump off. Rarity Catch Me! What?
All one word. Just Rarity Catch Me, and she's just there. That's the second chase scene where Pinkie Pie has screwed over Rarity.
Yeah. Indeed.
Let's see. I Love Lucy. Yes. There was a guest shout out? Question mark? Or is that from earlier?
No, that's for the next section.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
of course, at the end of the show, after they learn the lesson, it turns out that they've forgotten two of the ponies.
Yes.
When I get back, I will get you, Rainbow Dash.
Chimichurri, Cherry Chonga, Chimichurri, Cherry Chonga, Chimichurri Chonga.
I can't wait
Rarity
to see.
probably deserved it, I think, though.
I can't wait to see.
Already gone.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Rarity's brand of revenge against Rainbow Dash.
Caresses.
I'll get you next time, Rainbow Dash. Next time.
And one of the big things one of the big things everyone liked about this episode, and sometimes you don't think about, is this is a great episode for the main six, talking to the main six. Main six with main six moments.
Oh yeah.
They just make the show.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They did.
And one of you just linked that recipe to Chimichurri Chongas. I have like almost all of that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to leave in a little bit, but I really want to make those. Oh, except I don't have powdered sugar.
Oh, you're leaving. Bring it home. Epic Chimichurri Chonga time.
Yeah, go buy some. Do it.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's my friend Whiteout from the ATG. He said, I have all of these things, I shall make it.
The recipe
and
is...
he did, and it was good.
I suppose they'll taste better than everybody trying to make baked bads. Like, anytime I see somebody actually trying to make that recipe, I cringe a little.
Well, I think this is a recipe that might just work in some crazy way.
Opposed to pop and chips and earthworms. Yeah.
Gummy worms.
You could, but yeah. It was supposed to be a bad recipe. It is a bad recipe. You can try. All right.
This one's mad genius.
So overall, yeah, I think it was a great episode for the community as a whole. I said, I like Applejack is right there. She is on the cusp. I want her to try and like fight for Twilight Sparkle to be best pony for me, because she could do it if she tries. She could probably take her. But I just need it. Though I do like the fact that also this episode, that Twilight Sparkle was just being a pretty big jerk. The telegram that came, and she just takes the telegram and slams the door. And it's not...
on his birthday as well.
That's great. It's my birthday. Telegram, slam, and it's Pinkie that comes out. Birthday cake.
Yeah. Thank you, Pinkie.
Twilight has been such a jerk recently. I kind of love it. Okay, so anything else you guys want to go on the episode, or we kind of wrapped it all up in a pretty old bow?
One last thing, if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it.
Did you notice that derpy hooves can just fly backwards?
Okay,
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Rainbow Dash
Rainbow
can
Dash
fly
best
upside
pony.
down, so...
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Best pony flies upside down. Huh. And your best pony fly upside down, AC?
Moving on to emails. Blast you midnight. So there was a guest shout out that we wanted to do right before emails, though? Is that...
I was wondering if we all wanted to do guest shoutouts, just, you know, because other shows I've listened to had guest shoutouts, and that were not related to the topic, just, hey, hi there.
If you guys have anybody we want to say hello to, sure.
All right, I wanted to give a shout-out to the pre-readers, P Now, and, that's for them, don't worry about it, and, the, Specky, artist Specky, so, Ask Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, to, why am I blanking? To Ego, Beliac, and I should have wrote a list. Well, everyone,
You know,
everyone
Twilight
down in
Sparkle
New
would
York
have told
City.
you to write a list, you know.
And check it 3 times. And New York City, everyone down in New York City, you know who you are, Purple Tinker, etc.
Okay,
I have one if you don't mind.
go for it.
Shout out to my friend Joseph and everyone else that's on my scarf list. I am coming for you.
Oh God, he's coming for you with scarves. Look out.
Alright. I got some shout outs actually.
Do it.
I want to give some shout outs to Ink, Jacobs, Husk, and Twy from your siblings. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, and Fluttershy. You guys are awesome. You make Bronies for Good the awesome organization that it is, and I love working with you guys, and I hope to work with you more in the future.
Hooray, good for that. And you work directly with Fluttershy. That's great. She's very kind.
It's Fluttershy.
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 Fluttershy. It's fun to say.
No love for you, Kevin.
All right, well, super cool. All you having friends and your fun. So let's go ahead, and we've got emails that we got to get through. Then we got cool things, iTunes bronies, and one cool things. So first off, we're going to go in the order of myself, Midnight, Cupcakes, Rebel, and Tortilla, if that's okay.
Fine with me.
And let me go ahead and scroll up here to the top, read through this. This first mail is from Rizard. Hello, Apple Cider gang and esteemed guests. I am sad to say I have not seen every episode of your show, so I apologize if this type of question has ever been asked. I saw the newest episode, Baby Cakes, and thought it was a great episode, but things went a little oatmeal towards the end there with the babies. I was expecting that part of Pinkie Pie dream sequence, but lo and behold, it actually had happened. I know I'm overanalyzing this about a child's cartoon, but I came up with my own headcanon to explain super babies. What I came up with was that these two were from Krypton, partially explaining why they aren't Earth ponies like the Cakes, and that the whole hospital scene was staged to explain where the babies came from. I think there are other explanations on how these babies could be so ungodly strong, and how a 1-month-old foal can cast a spell to phase through solid matter. My question for you is, have you come up with your own crazy headcanon to explain something you saw on the show that didn't make sense? P.S. All ponies are best pony, but my favorite is Rainbow Dash. Not really. I just love hearing AC groan. It's actually Twilight Sparkle.
Rizard.
Yes, Rizard. My headcanon is that baby ponies do weird things.
It was kind of explained in the episode. At least with regards to unicorns, they have magic surges. So they lose this ability at some point, obviously. And I think if you're going to overanalyze it, you might as well bring in some sort of mockery of physics and say that baby Pegasi have a different wing-to-weight ratio than adult Pegasi, or even immature Pegasi.
Mm-hmm.
How that explains dragging Pinkie around, I'm not quite sure, but obviously she's made of cotton candy.
Yes.
Yep.
We proved that she can exist on people's heads, so you know. She can
breaks
vary
the fourth wall.
She can vary her weight between normal to nothing. So
She's an earth pony. That's how powerful she is. She can stop time
yes.
and ignore gravity.
Anything? I think, yeah, what their explanation in the show of the fact that they're babies, therefore things go crazy, works. I don't think, looking too hard into it,
I mean, as soon as we knew that there's going to be babies plus Pinkie, it had to happen that not only would they not be Earth ponies, but that they would run Pinkie around ragged. Rule of funny changes things, but, I can bend to have the idea of magical surges and strange wing-to-weight ratios, and Pinkie breaking the fourth wall, getting everything for the tub.
And what terrible abuse of an Earth pony. Earth ponies, who are the most majestic of all ponies, always being smacked around by their Pegasi and unicorn friends.
And did you catch Mr. Cake's expression in the hospital?
That makes sense, right? Like, yeah, sure.
Oh no!
I'm sure that the animators were like, yeah, sure.
Let's put that in.
There's already enough like jokes of just like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. Apple cider's there at this
stuff like Animaniacs as well.
Yeah, so it's just silliness. Repeat to yourself, it's just a show. It's just silly, but I know that you guys like to overanalyze things. Midnight, go for it.
Okay, to the two finest fellows on the web. That must be me and Company Cupcakes. Oh, wait, Casey's there too. You have my unending thanks for your coverage of the Q&A with the voice actresses and Daniel Ingram during BronyCon. It was a fantastic piece of work y'all did up there. We've been working 80-hour weeks on board my ship, good grief, in preparation for certifications and inspections. And coming home to a strong drink and a few minutes of Bronyville have been the perfect ending to the days. I look forward to hearing you guys once more at the next con in the summer. There is actually a question in this email, so here it is. Do you ever find that your participation in the Brony community, such as the podcast, affects your regular lives in a negative way? By this I mean, have you ever had to choose between something for the fandom and something else that also needs your attention? One more thing, I'm watching the last roundup on Brony State live with over 5,000 other folks and just saw the derpy scene, so you really just dropped this email in.
Absolutely.
Like just now. My head darn near exploded in a good way. Your faithful fan Stormy Seas.
Yes. Yeah, that one came in pretty fresh, and I was like, oh, saw the derpy scene, and everyone lost their head. I will say, if I can talk about how it has affected me, I actually late last week I had to, actually I forget when it was, but I actually had to go to the hospital. I went to the ER because I don't know if it was after the flight or just, the stress of like getting everything prepared for this and other conventions, but I got this, like, I found out that I suffer from like weird migraines that don't actually have headaches, but I get all the other symptoms. So like I'll just be sitting around and suddenly the world will just start tilting.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
I've heard that.
Yeah,
Some
it was
people get these like lights and nothing hurts, but there's these horrible lights. They're like, what is this? I can't concentrate. There's horrible lights in my vision, and they say, yeah, you've got a migraine.
Yeah, this was simply just like me sitting there watching Saints Row, and all of a sudden the entire world decided to go counterclockwise. I'm like, oh, this is distracting. I need to go lie down and feel bad for an hour or two. But yeah, we checked that out, and that was quite a. They did the full body of tests, blood and brain and everything, and just had to work on it. So had to get that worked on. How about you guys? Anything you had to do? Has Pony been so much Pony that it's negatively affected you?
I had to rush home from a coworker Christmas party because Seth on EQD was about to post up something about the Humble Brony bundle, the contest we ran for art for ponies playing video games, and he was about to post something up that I wasn't ready for him to do. And if any of you have ever tried to talk with Seth in the time-sensitive manner, he's so busy. I don't blame him at all. I was like, nope, gotta go. I rushed home, and with like 45 seconds left, figured out how to add a gizmo on Blogspot to do it just in time. So it wasn't really negative, but I was having a good time. I was just about to get another Cosmo, but oh well.
Rushing home. Midnight or either you two guys, anything yet? Too much Pony, or have you not reached your max yet? Ooh, I like that. That was harmony.
Yeah. Well, I had this term paper for one of my labor organizing classes that I had to do, and we were in the midst of doing a lot of organizing for Smile, and I had checked the time, and the paper was due at 8 o'clock, and it was a 15-page paper from a professor who's notorious for for being very critical and making sure that all of your things are done. And I checked the time, and it was 1 o'clock, and I had yet to have started the paper.
Ooh.
I was like, so I bailed out of working on Smile and just busted out the paper in 6 hours, and then I had to go work a closing shift at Target later that evening.
Ooh.
So that was a fun day.
That's rather rough. I remember I remember ye olden days of like, oh, when's that pay? Oh God. Oh man, this isn't gonna go well.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, cool. Let's go ahead and move on. If you want to get gems there, Mr. Cuppity Cakes.
Dear Apple Cider and Chef Sandy, I just want to say that I love your show. It's probably the most professional-sounding MLP fan show I've ever heard. It doesn't hurt that you ponies are so cool and fun, too. May I know what recording gear / microphones you use for recording? Everything sounds so clean compared to other shows. Jem Carpio.
A very quick and easy question. I will kind of
answered already.
I have answered it before, but I'll just tell. I have two M Audio devices. The M Audio Mobile Pre's. I have an R16 Zoom or a Zoom R16 recorder. I use a Behringer mixer, and my microphones are actually not that great. They're just these. I'm trying to see. They're just these Audio Technica. Where's the brand? ATR 30s, at least for my mic. But I know that that Chef is simply using an old Rock Band mic, so you don't have to really be sporting out super cool gear to make something sound good. So, all right, Rebel, would you take the next one, dear sir?
Absolutely. Hello again, Bronies. I've got a question for you. Why does it seem that so many Bronies also like Team Fortress 2? For years, I was aware of TF2 only as the game I'd be least likely to pay if I ever got the orange box. Since I've become a Brony, I can hardly go online without seeing Heavy singing about sandwiches to the tune of Pinkie Pie's Cupcakes song. Been there, done that. I know what you're feeling. Or Applejack building a TF2-style turret only to be upstaged by her little sister. And there are 2 links that accompany that. I'm not complaining, nor am I whining, but I do wonder why TF2 is so popular. Do Bronies just like to be able to use custom pony sprays in the game? Is there something about the style of TF2 that attracts Bronies? Or is TF2 just a more popular game than I realized? Also, would you recommend TF2? I think Chef Sandy said he played it. Take care. Lock, Stoke, and Bury. P.S. Speaking of games, I think the MLP fighting game in development is called Fighting is Magic, Main 6. Is the name of the development team, not the game itself.
All right. Well, considering that TF2 is free now, it's pretty easy to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just download that sucker and play it whenever you want, just as long as you got Steam. Since it's free, give it a shot. I don't know. You like first-person shooters? You like kind of silly gameplay? I think that's why it's so popular, is that the game itself is kind of slapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're throwing Girardi at people.
Yeah, I mean, I actually bought the orange box on my Xbox, I think it was, or either Xbox or PS3, I forget which one. I recently downloaded TF2 for the PC and Steam, so I've been playing that with the other pre-readers. And yeah, it's a laugh. I quite like playing Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So. Heavy is the best character.
Yeah.
I can go engineer, scout if I just need to cap. But if I just have the ability to go around and just be silly, I just love going around as a pyro.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so satisfying. just the victory, it's just so fun.
Yeah.
You know how ponies attracts a relatively verbal crowd? They're very much like, come join us, this is great. While TF2 seems to attract a crowd of people who are like, come play this is great. So you get that cross-section together, and you get very vocal TF2 playing Bronies.
Yep. Not to mention the fact that TF2 has a wonderful item system.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why people call it Hat Fortress 2. And the fact that people have modded things like playing as Applejack, having a little Applejack in your pouch. The fact you can change all of the sound to sound like parts of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that I put in 700 hours of TF2 before I became a Brony, so
Wow.
the two became pretty much together, coalesced into this massive blob of fandom.
The one and the same.
Yep.
All right, well, let's see. Tortilla, would you mind grabbing the next one?
But of course, long one. Dear Apple Cider, Starry Night, Chef Sandy, and esteemed guests, I absolutely love the podcast. It's something I always look forward to every week. I'd absolutely love to hear more from Starry Night. That is, she should have her own microphone and contribute to the show. I think she's too worried about feeling silly. As one of those older bronies, I can honestly say life is so much more awesome when you stop caring what anyone else thinks about you. As the wise Dr. Seuss once said, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who don't matter and those who matter don't mind. This one is for Apple Cider.
Hey.
This might be a really awesome one cool thing for you. Have you heard of the podcast called Voice Print with Trevor Duvall and guests? Trevor Duvall, who voice prints Bluebud and Fancy Pants, interviews many voice actors and asks how they got into business. It's really funny and incredibly informative. Even though many of these episodes weren't recorded before MLP-FIM, it's still worth a listen. Voice Print features some guests such as Tabitha St. Germain, voice of Verity, Luna, and Granny Smith.
And
Mark
Derpy.
Hendricks, voice of Gilda and Spitfire. Kathleen Westluck, voice of Spike and Mayor Ponyville. Richard Cox, voice of Snails. And Scott McNeil, voice of Chief Thunderhooves and Rover the Diamond Dog. You can catch this podcast on the link there, or on iTunes. Keep up the awesome work, every pony. Hartman.
Yeah, Starry Night actually ducked out to go put on some, to go ahead and get dressed up for a brony meet that we're having in a little bit. So she didn't hear that, but I have told her as much, and she has went, so maybe in the future, maybe at some point. But yeah, that sounds very cool, the voice print. I've actually been looking for voice acting shows, and that one sounds pretty cool considering the fact that they've got a large array of guests inside of there. TrevorDuvall.com, or find it on iTunes. Hooray.
Favorite is.
Let's see. Let me go ahead and hit this last one here. And this one's a little bit of a rehash on the baby cakes thing, but this is a little bit more volatile. Dear Bronyville, as you are one of the highest pillars of information in this fandom. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I thought I'd tell you. I thought tell you would be the best.
Brief words.
I appreciate the sentiment. Okay, so ever since Baby Cakes came out, there has been comments and complaints about the large abilities of Pumpkin and Pound Cake. Calling them prodigy ponies or Mary Sue / Gary Stew, well, nay, I say. Don't you remember at the beginning of the episodes they mentioned that they were common things that happened to you fillies and they couldn't control it? Bring to mind that babies run mostly on instinct and not all mental facilities can regulate strength and physical exertion are in place yet. The body runs on raw, unchecked strength until the mind and body fully mature together. This is also true with ponies. Proud may be able to fly better than Scoots and pumpkin magic more than Sweets, but this will not last. Please realize that once these fully mature, their magic and flight will be in check, and they will have to learn and mature like all other ponies. Sorry if I got a bit ranty, but this is yet another example of the fandom overreacting and overthinking. And please consider that these treats for being a unicorn and Pegasus are recessive. There you go, alleles. Big word. I did so well, and then they dropped in word that Cider can't say. Carrot and Cups families could have been carriers for generations due to crossbreeding, not promiscuity was involved, I assure you. /rant end. Your dedicated and slightly meticulous fan, Melody Keys. There you go.
Very dramatic.
Yes.
Speaking of
AC.
Speaking of intense headcanon.
Yep. There we go. So that takes care of all of our emails. Thanks for all of you that write in. If you want to write in, you can go ahead and send those across to bronyville@gmail.com. We love your emails because we will read them either straight or dramatically if they so need to be. Let's go ahead and do 5-star iTunes bronies. We want to go ahead and thank all 458 of you for giving us iTunes ratings on the U.S. iTunes Store. This ranks us up on iTunes. We are almost constantly in the top of the TV area now for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and for TV in general. So super big thanks to you guys. That's super awesome. It gets more people interested in the show. It definitely makes it so that we are super jazzed to put on this show every week. So thank you very much. I also want to thank our super awesome donators. You guys have been doing great, and thank you so much. You keep the show alive. We're going to get Chef out here to the Bay Area, and we're going to interview Jason Thiessen coming up next month. So you guys are helping put all that on. We've got a site revamp that we're looking at. We're going to be doing so much stuff in the near future. We're going to have tons of stuff, so that's great. I am going to cut off the buttons. We have plenty of buttons at this point, but I will cut off buttons for a while at the end of this month. So if you want them soon, you will have to donate across to us soon on BronyShow.com. That would be $10 domestic and $20 international. Will get you the 3-button set. Special, I only ordered 300, and I'm only going to ever have 300 of these. So go ahead and send it across if you can. It helps keep us in check. It helps keep us around and creating great audio for you guys.
The buttons are awesome.
Yes, I love those buttons. They are so... And you put them in a line, and it's just an epic bro hoof.
Yep.
It's great. I just adore them. Thank you so much, Pixel Kitties, for making those. Love them. All right, so it's time to go ahead and wrap this up. We're getting to the one cool thing, which means that we need to wrap up the show, and it also means that there's one cool thing. If you didn't pay attention to any of the rest of the show, you should probably check this out, because we think it's kind of nice. I am going to offer, there's this cool guy. I've talked to him at BronyCon, and I also talked to him at recently at the EQD little live stream event, and he's cool and talking around. But, so that John Josico guy, or John Josico, is, John Josico. Sorry.
He likes tortillas and fajitas.
Tortillas, yes. The most tortillas.
You are not allowed to do Australian accents either, by the way.
Don't.
AC, you are forbidden from doing Australian.
Can I do Cockney accents? Is that still? All right, governor. I got a Cockney accent. What's it going on here? Put some tea on, why out you are. Ah, yeah. I do Manchester. Have that. All right, whatever. So, now that I've completely thrown the show off the rails,
back to the one good thing.
The one good thing done by John Josico. Good morning, Chef Sandy and Apple Cider. So he's been doing these good morning pictures, and Chef Sandy and Apple Cider have now featured in it. I don't know why Chef is in my bed or I am in Chef's bed, but
traumatized.
As I twittered this, oh no, Chef, it happened again.
Again. Chef, you got some splaining to do.
He's not here.
Starry Night, think of that picture.
So yeah, I appreciate that. He's been doing other ones. Good morning. Look at that. Good morning, Apple Bloom, Zakora, Snips. But this is the one where it's just like the two of us just, huh?
And AC, what does Starry Night think of that picture?
I haven't shown it to her yet. She's seen it. She's seen it. She's just like, you two.
Okay.
Chef Sandy and Apple Cider are just the accidental like gay ship. Like, wait, what? We're what? Huh? I don't know. Just to be silly. Silliness is fun. So yeah, that as said, I like silly shipping of our characters. It's just like, ha, it's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Midnight, what you got?
It's the return of the friendship. Prepare the yay. It's the return of Friendship is Magic.
Yay!
It's Friendship is Still Magic.
Yay!
And as I kind of noticed, I'm assuming that my comment that it was actually a prequel was true. But yeah, it's on the moon with Nightmare Moon.
Oh, this is the sequel to the Bananas video.
Yeah. And it was getting a little bit long until Skippy's suicide.
Oh, right.
Yeah, screw you, Skippy.
Oh, you giggle ponies.
Oh dear.
So anything else on that, or is that
hilarious.
all right? So if you like bananas or don't like bananas, you too may still like magic. All right, Cupcakes Cakes, what's yours?
Well, if you guys, anyone out there is familiar with Egophiliac's Woonastuck Tumblr, Specky, who does the Ask Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie Tumblr, has started a kind of homage one. Eris is apparently like the fanon name for like a Philly version of, or not Philly version, but like child version of Discord as a girl. Just excuse to draw a cute monster thing. Obviously, we don't really need an excuse. And it's one of those things where you send in instead of sending in questions, you send in commands, and Specky chooses the ones he likes the best and draws cute things / things that progress the actual planned out plot. So yeah, combination of cute and plot. Sounds like pony fan stuff to me.
And just ridiculous, have a conversation with the door about politics. Flail
conversation.
Flail adorably.
Yeah. Well, Eris is, of course, the Greek god of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise known as Eris Discordia.
That works well together.
Yep, it does work.
Also, video game references.
Yep.
Check it out.
Okay, let's see. And it looks like Rebel and Tortilla are sharing a. I'm sure there's someone out there that's like, it's Tortillas, stop it! But it's too fun to say that way. These quesadillas are amazing. All right, so you guys are sharing one, Fluttershy's Mondays. What's this?
It's a video, just open it.
We couldn't find anything else.
I can't.
If we open it, it will play.
Yes, if it opens, it will play, and it will go into the entire audio stream.
Fluttershy's having a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, pretty much.
In an elevator.
I'm going to be watching that next.
Yeah, I'll probably have to watch that after this is done.
Yeah.
All right.
The artist that makes this is Super Mario Galaxy 13. He used to do Gmod stuff before, but then he became a Brony, and he has been doing lots of different little animations with silly situations with the characters and whatnot. And the one of his most latest projects was called Internet Hitler vs. Ponyville, and it turned into an actual movie series. I would really recommend it because it's hilarious.
Oh, geez. All right, that sounds crazy enough, so go ahead and check that. So we got 4 choices of awesome One Cool Things. You should probably go check out the Google Doc and go check that out. And you know what? That's going to be all for the show. That's it. One Cool Thing signals the end. I want to go ahead and thank you guys. Thank you, Midnight, for being my replacement chef for the day.
You're welcome.
I know I didn't abuse you too much.
And Rainbow Dash is best pony.
No, their day is best pony.
That's it. Ouch.
Get out of here. Get off my stream. Tell you what. Hold on. Midnight?
Yes?
Say goodbye. No, wait, no, that would end the whole call. Never mind. Great. Blast you, Skype, for not having a good option to just kick one person out of a call. Wait. Haha, just did it. All right, so goodbye, Midnight. That's what you get for your Rainbow Dash. I want to go ahead and thank you guys, Cupcakes, Tortilla, and Rebel for showing up on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
My pleasure. Big honor. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, dude. And as said, love all you fans. You guys are super gracious, super awesome, and just so much fun to have on and to play with, and just, you guys are great. I love you. So you can always go ahead and find us over at BronyShow.com to go ahead and see our stuff, listen to the show, read some of our articles that pop up there. We do have special bonus material that's probably going to be coming out soon, so you need to check that. Go ahead and leave us an email at bronyville@gmail.com. We have Twitter accounts. My Twitter account is Bronyville. Chef Sandy's is Chef Sandy. We do have a Google Plus group that you can go find that. That is Bronyville Podcast. As said, donate across to us. You get buttons. We are currently intending to go to, Everfree Northwest, and most likely BronyCon. And that'll be it. So thank you all for listening. We'll catch you next episode. Sleep well, every pony.
Adios, Tortillas.
The most tortillas.
Trixie. I don't want anyone thinking I'm a show-off. Only the great and powerful Trixie has